Welcome back, Patriots, for another episode, and I just spit everywhere, to the Bald Brad Show. Heck, it is officially Wednesday. That was a little bit too big of a sip of coffee. That was not a sip. That was a gulp. Woo, or gulp. Is it gulp or gulp? You let me know in the live chat, Patriots. It's good seeing all of you. If you haven't hit that like button yet, what are you doing? It supports the channel. So smash that button. And really what that does, if anybody's actually curious, is it creates engagement. And that's what a lot of these systems want to see, is engagement between the viewer and the audience. And so that's really what it does. And it says, hey, there's more people engaging. Let's send it out to more people and get the engagement going. Well, folks, what the hell's going on? We got Tulsi Gabbard in the news, which we'll get to. We got the possibility of Donald Trump sweeping. I'm sorry, what? Maybe not sweeping every state, but getting most of them. There's also rumors swirling that Donald Trump might get the popular vote. We got more stuff on illegal aliens. We got more stuff on Tampon Tim. If you didn't see yesterday's episode after today, go watch that, because that was a banger of a one, too. The news is bonkers, folks. I'm telling you, I don't think we will ever see another election like this in our lifetimes. Ever. I know everybody keeps saying that, like, oh, it's the most important one, which is true. But really, I mean, you got Elon Musk coming over, basically leaving the Democrats to join Donald Trump. You got RFK Jr. leaving the Democrats to join Donald Trump. You got freaking the black community, upwards of 20+% leaving the Democrat Party, coming to Trump. I mean, this is something that is bonkers, folks. It is crazy. And even stuff that's more crazy, and I can't even believe I saw this. I still can't believe it. Kamala Harris losing the popular vote? Advantage over Trump? What? Vice President Kamala Harris has lost more significant advantage she had over former President Donald Trump in the popular vote. Now, that wasn't even like a talking point. Like, it wasn't even in people's minds. Things are so crazy for Kamala. Crazy Kamala, cacking Kamala, chameleon, chameleon. Folks, there are people just leaving her now with nearly 1 point advantage. On Tuesday, the Decision Desk headquarters reported that Harris has only 48.6% of the national vote, with Trump right behind her. What? Are we going to see Reagan again? Like, is this going to be Ronald Reagan's term all over again? Yes. I think he meant Save America, maybe. But Save America, true. I'm reading you guys in the live chat. I love it. I freaking love seeing you, Patriots. Tip of the spear, Bald Brad. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. I hope he wins the popular vote. Kamala. Miss Harris, national popular vote advantage over Trump has been narrowed less than a point for the first time since early August. Now, you guys know, like, you guys are more of a head on than me. And what I mean by that is a lot of you are like, no, Donald Trump's going to win. Donald Trump's going to win. Maybe. I hope I'll be punching my ticket November 5th right after work for Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance, baby. But I'm just nervous, and I've said this time and time again here on the show, is I'm seeing the makings of 2020 all over again. That's what worries me. Now, the polls are a little bit different, but the polls sucked in 2016, they sucked in 2020, and quite frankly, they're going to suck again here in 2024. They haven't figured out how to do a freaking observational study over a phone call. I hope he wins. I'm not saying any sort of red wave. No. I'm not going to talk like that, nor are any of we, hopefully. Get out and vote. I know some of you voted early. Appreciate you. But I'm telling you, pack that minivan. Pack that truck. Throw a bunch of people in the back. Okay, throw Granny on the roof. Make a whole event out of it. Get a pizza. Get multiple pizzas. You know, split the check because things are expensive. Nobody can afford common economics. And just get everybody out to vote. So you have that news, right? You have the news. Sorry, I'm blowing your guys' eardrums out. You have the news that Donald Trump is possibly going to take the national vote, the popular vote. Bonkers. And then you stumble across this clip. Tulsi Gabbard. Now, it's not like Tulsi's just coming up rooting for Trump. No. Did anybody see this yesterday? Tulsi has some news for all of you, and it's only 1 minute long, and was not expecting this.
And it is because of my love for our country, and specifically because of the leadership that President Trump has brought to transform the Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace, that I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party. I'm joining the party of the people, the party of equality, the party that was founded to fight against and end slavery in this country. It is the party of common sense, and the party that is led by a president who has the courage and strength to fight for peace.
Not to mention the fact that she's a military woman, and you ain't wanting Kamala or Joe or any Democrat in that White House sending you off to war. That's for damn sure. And she would be going. That's a good move on her. And we love Tulsi. One, she's beautiful. Second, there's no reason why a beautiful woman be in part of the Democrat Party. Okay, they're all part of the Republican Party. So, and all jokes aside, really, it's a good move on her. And I think it's been a long time coming where the Democrats have shifted so far left that it's not a party that's recognizable to her anymore. And that's why you hear, RFK saying the things that he does. And even honestly, Bill Clinton, listening to Bill Clinton is an old school Democrat as well. They're not actually too far different from one another. And that's why Bill was talking about the illegal immigrants right there on camera. He's like, oh, yeah, if we would have done some vetting, we would have actually got that individual and they would have never killed Laken Riley. Well, it's because he is against illegal immigration. That's the thing. If you look at Bill Clinton from the 90s, if you look at any of his speeches, hell, even Barack Obama up to early 2007, 2008, you could hear them talking about how they're not for illegal immigration. That's the thing. And then now you got the Democrat Party just all for open borders, all for war, which was an odd thing for the Democrats, because the Democrats used to be against war and Republicans used to be tend to push towards war. And now it's completely flip-flopped. So we're more centrist than anything. The Republican Party has come more towards the middle than anything. So that was big news yesterday. And we got Tulsi, boys. We got Tulsi. Now we just need RFK to come up and stand on that podium and do the same thing. Hey, Brad, I'm back. Missed being here. Good. Hey, Princess Elder. Can we give a shout out to Princess Elder? Shout out. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. It's very, very good to see you. Princess Elder's been here for a long time. And I hope you're healthy. I remember our emails. I hope you're healthy. Well, you got Kamala Harris doing an interview yesterday. Now, you might be like, Brad, don't do this to us, please. The torture, the waterboarding. We have to. Now, to be fair, I thought the same thing as all of you, going like, we don't want to listen to cackling Kamala. We got to. And I haven't listened to her yet. So there might be some gems here that we might get out of this. So, buckle up. You have Kamala Harris. Says she has teams of lawyers. I'm not kidding. This was not a joke. Teams of lawyers. Get this. Oh, it's so rich. To challenge the what? The election results. Oh, boy. Oh, I told you. We just talked about this yesterday. We just said this yesterday. Where they're going to pretend like they never sat there and went against election results with Hillary Clinton. That they never sat there and pushed this whole idea of like, why is Trump challenging election results? It wasn't an equal, peaceful transfer of power, January 6th. Right? Now they're going to say, we never said those things. It didn't happen.
We've got 2 weeks to go. And I'm very much grounded in the present in terms of the task at hand. And we will deal with election night and the days after as they come. And we have the resources and the expertise and the focus on that as well.
So you have teams ready to go? Is that what you're saying? Are you thinking about that as a possibility?
Of course. We've got 2 weeks to go.
Now, this was a pretty good interview from what I've heard. I heard this lady actually pushes back a little bit, doesn't let her get out of it. So Kamala describes the definition of an election, you guys. Her describing anything. Remember, Democrats can't even describe what a woman is. You all remember that? Ketanji Brown Jackson up there, the running for the Supreme Court. I'm not a biologist.
This is a serious matter. The American people are at this point, 2 weeks out, being presented with a very, very serious decision about what will be the future of our country. This is a serious...
Oh, dude, she's crazy. Oh, this is a very serious decision. No shit. Yeah, we can't have another 4 years of you anywhere near the White House, lady. So the question is why do you think your economic message is not landing with voters? She still can't answer it, you guys. You know this question's going to come, right? There's certain questions about immigration, the economy, basically everything you've done terrible, Orly, Kamala. Well, you know this question's going to come and has been coming, and you still can't answer it.
Then why do you think that's not landing with voters? Because
but
in
I
the
think
numbers, it's the opposite. Former President Trump leads you on this issue.
Well, when I'm out, this is why I'm going out to Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Just got in late this morning, actually.
From drinking. Jesus.
But going to 3 states yesterday, and I'm going to continue being on the road. I have to earn the vote.
Then why do you think that's...
She still can't answer it. No, and sometimes it's, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's cringy watching this woman, but it's hilarious. Why do you think your economic message is not landing with voters? Well, we're getting out there and I'm going to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. I'm sorry, I got in late last night. That was her answer. There's nothing here in her head. And people still think that she's going to fix the economy. Oh, well, we're going to get to it. Check this one out. You're going to love this. You're going to freaking love this.
reluctant to lean into, to talk about the historic nature of your candidacy on the campaign trail. Why is that?
Well, I'm clearly a woman. I don't need to point that out to anyone. The point that most people really care about is, can you do the job? And do you have a plan to actually focus on them?
I hear you on
and
that.
That is why I spend the majority of my time listening and then addressing the concerns, the challenges,
Can you believe the cojones on this woman? Are you sure you're a woman? We're going to go back just a bit.
dreams, the ambitions, and them.
I hear you on that.
That is why I spend the majority of my time listening
And not doing shit.
and then addressing the concerns, the challenges, the dreams, the ambitions, and the aspirations of the American people. You've been
I take the time to listen, and then I'm basically going to sit there and do something about it. No, you're not. You haven't. People have been complaining about inflation. You guys allowed that to go rampant. They've been complaining about all the foreign wars and our money going to foreign countries. You haven't done anything about it. Actually, Kamala, everything we have complained about, you sat there and have exacerbated the things that we've been complaining about. So maybe you are hearing, but maybe you're just misunderstanding. Or she just locks herself in a basement. So Kamala dishes up a classic Kamala word salad here, and it's not to be burdened by what's been undone.
I think part of what is important in this election is really not only turning the page, but closing the page and the chapter on an era that suggests that Americans are divided. I think part of what is important.
Wouldn't she have been a part of that whole division? Isn't she the one that is constantly coming out calling Donald Trump a threat to democracy? That he shouldn't be getting behind this podium with the presidential seal that she just said like a day or two ago? Isn't it the Democrat Party that is by definition the party of division? The party that basically created the Civil War because they wanted to hold on to slaves while the Republicans did not. The Republicans wanted to free everybody. Isn't it the Democrat Party that sits there and is in bed with Antifa and Black Lives Matter? Isn't it the Democrats, you guys, that just, I don't know, just a few years ago burned down our cities? Isn't it the Democrat Party that wants to soak division by taking away our First and Second Amendment rights, or at least, at the very least, chiseling them away? It's funny how it's just, well, the division of the country. Yeah, because you nut jobs are sitting there imposing some crazy ass things, crazy policies that are crippling this country. because we love this country and it's our home, we don't exactly get all excited, Kamala, when you impose certain restrictions on businesses or policies implemented through the government and put them upon the rest of the people, because you love doing that. You love watching us peasants while you kings sit there and flourish, meaning the politicians. So I'm not exactly stoked to see my home, the United States of America, be kicked down and basically be invaded by 12 million people minimum, with about 30 million people here currently illegally that aren't supposed to be here in the first place. Now, we can go on a whole rant with that, and we're not, because we got more interview stuff coming up. But NBC says more voters think the Biden admin policies have hurt them than helped them. Are the last 4 years an obstacle to you?
Our new NBC News poll shows that more voters think that the Biden administration policies have hurt them rather than helped them. And I wonder, are the last 4 years an obstacle to you in this race?
Here's how I look at it. First of all, let me be very clear. Mine will not be a continuation of the Biden administration. I bring my own experiences, my own ideas to it, and it has informed a number of my areas of focus, most of which are, on, to your point, lowering costs. I have been traveling the country. I am very clear. Cost of groceries still too high. The voters know it. I know it. So part of my plan includes what we need to do to bring down the price of groceries.
And our new NBC.
It is really, hand to God, it's a baffling thing. Basically, what Kamala is doing here, and I don't think Democrats have woken up to it at all. I mean, us Republicans, because we live in reality, we get it. She's basically holding the country hostage. If you really think about it, right? She has all these plans to fix everything, right? She has all these plans to fix the border. She has all these plans to fix these foreign wars and all these plans to fix your kitchen table issues. But unless you vote for me, you ain't getting them. She's here now. Shit. You still have November and December and some of January, technically. Hell, you could just put these in now and get going. Let's see how great they are. Mind you, she could actually have done this 3-4 months ago, maybe. And yeah, we probably could have saw the benefits of her plans, and it probably would have helped her. Here's the thing. It's all BS. That's why she hasn't put them in. She doesn't have a plan, or else she would have done it. And that's the only logical choice, other than the fact that you're really sadistic, Kamala, and you want to hold the country hostage unless somebody votes for you, like waving the carrot in front of them. That's disgusting stuff, man. That is some weird stuff. Not for that whatsoever. And she even admits that the American dream is dead under her leadership. It's not looking good for her, man.
And, you know, the idea of the American dream was something that previous generations could count on, not as much anymore. And, you know,
Correct. Somebody said, I think Candace needs to spread the word to Brad. I do watch Candace show. I don't know if you guys are talking about the whole grandmother thing and everything like that. I watch Candace Owens, just not too much. Not too much. So you're not answering the question on the issue of taxpayer-funded sex changes. Oh, baby, now it starts getting a little spicy. When the interview starts to get a little bit more comfortable, you know what I mean? Then you can start really just reining in. You got to warm up a little bit. You know what I mean? You got to take some body shots, and that's what she's been doing, right? But now she's really going to start just aiming for the head a little bit. And that's what happens here.
Move on, but I don't know that I heard a clear answer from you on the issue of gender-affirming care. It sounds like what you're saying is there should be something between trans Americans and their doctors. It feels like that's a long way from "we see you and we love you," which was your message to trans Americans in May. What do you want the LGBTQ plus community to know as they're looking for a full-throated backing from you for trans Americans?
I believe that all people should be treated with dignity and respect. Period. And should not be vilified for who they are. And should not be bullied for who they are. And that is a true statement for me my entire career. And that has not changed.
I will move on, but
So, you guys get to pay for illegal immigrants' sex changes, even criminals. That's fun. But don't worry, everybody should be treated equally. All the criminals that sat there and came here illegally and are now in prison for committing another crime, yeah, you get to pay for their sex changes, because everybody doesn't deserve to be bullied. I'm sorry, you know what? If you sit there and rape and murder somebody, I think you deserve to be bullied a little bit. Yeah, I do. I think you should be 6 feet under a prison, but that's not the way Democrats want to do things. And that's why we've always said this, that Democrats don't want harsher penalties for anything. You look, there's a reason why people are just running roughshod over their states. There's a reason why crime is rampant in Democrat-ran cities. The reason why is because they're lax on everything. They think everybody should be treated equal. Remember how if you committed a crime, you basically screwed your life over and that you weren't capable of getting like an actual decent job because anybody in their right mind wouldn't want to hire a criminal because of the record? You're more likely to repeat some sort of offense in the future than you were not to repeat one. So this whole idea of you kind of being scared to commit a crime because one, you didn't want to go to jail or you didn't want to go to prison, or you just have some sort of moral thought in your mind that it would hurt you in the future. Well, that's gone now. So people are like, well, I could sit there and ransack a place a bunch of times and well, nothing's going to happen to me. I'll just go to my job over the weekend because, well, nobody's going to fire me because in Democrat-ran areas, there's no harsher time. There's no harsher penalties. There's nothing. It's a slap on the wrist and everybody goes on their merry way, other than the person that just got stabbed in the back, or the business that just got their business burned down, or the business that just got looted, or the business that has to pay for this or that for the insurance company to fix whatever was broken by this or that of the criminal. Check this one out.
In 2019, you stopped short of calling to abolish ICE, as some Democrats were doing at the time, but you also said...
I'd never called for
correct,
abolishing
you stopped short of that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You said
Yeah.
we should critically re-examine it, and you considered starting from scratch. Would you consider, if you're president, starting from scratch with ICE?
Let me tell you what the Customs and Border Patrol agents need, what the immigration system needs. It needs to be fixed. And it needs to be fixed in a number of ways.
Back in 2019...
And she, by the way, she doesn't give any answers. It is, you know what? I do have to give her a pat on the back here. Some of you might just spit out your coffee because you're like, Brad, you're going to compliment her? What? It takes a skill, you guys, to not answer a single question in an hour-long, 30-minute interview, however long this was. It's a skill. Yeah, I got to give it to her. She's actually pretty good at not answering any questions, and it's probably pretty easy for her because she doesn't have any plans or policies to implement to be able to even answer those questions in the first place. A question that we need to answer here is, in today's society, it's tough to be a man, folks. It ain't easy. In a world dominated by overly masculated, liberal women. A little bit of a tongue twister there. That's just not how it's meant to be. Everywhere we look, it's gender neutral, this product, or made for her, that product. That is why we started a company that embodies the ethos of men's lives matter too, with products that aren't designed to be gender neutral or used by people with pronouns. Our products at Rumble are designed and built for men, by men, period. So if you struggle with low energy, mood swings, or hair loss, they're talking about me, or if you need to perform better in the gym, maybe in bed, and recover quicker after, throw out all your other garbage supplements and try animal organs. They are traditionally the most nutrient-rich supplements on the planet, but our bison organs are a step above. The grass-fed, non-vaccinated, again, non-vaccinated bison are a species where the weak are allowed to die and only the strongest survive, baby. So here is the commitment to you for men, from men who have real confidence in this product. Try this today. And if you don't even like it, folks, fine, you can return it for a refund. Go to BeNaked.com, use code STUDIO, and get 15% off today. And maybe your beard will grow in thicker. I don't know. Maybe. I should get some so I could get that hair back, baby. Slick it back. Get a convertible. And looking good. So Joey steps out, right, because he has to overshadow Kamala Harris every time. I love it. A little bit of sabotage going on with Joe. And Joe said the quiet part out loud. Now, remember, Kamala's like, well, Donald Trump's going to use his, the justice system if he's elected to go after his political opponents. No, this is what they want to do. Listen.
It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We got to lock him up. Political document.
Clip it. Clip it, guys. Send it to all your friends. Because they want to lock Donald Trump up. That's what they want to do. Franco, that doesn't mean for you to clip it. Just, I said for everybody else to clip it if they want to send it to their friends, because They're saying that Donald Trump wants to do all these things. No, they want to do it. And it makes sense, right? It makes sense to all of us. But again, the astonishing thing we've always repeat here on the show is it doesn't make sense to Democrats. For some reason, Democrats think that they're not using the justice system to go after not just their political opponents, but their opposing parties. Remember, during COVID, they sat there and went after conservatives and Republicans. They went after priests and pastors. They went after hell, Barack Obama used the IRS to go after conservatives and Republicans. Y'all remember that one? And Joey did the same thing. Joey used the IRS to go after Republicans as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, the question is that how the hell is that guy still walking around and roaming the earth? Because his brain is so far gone, and Kamala covered it up. Kamala covered up Joe Biden's cognitive decline, and we have that here in the interview. The question is that, hey, why did you cover it up, Kamala? Why did you sit there and get behind a candidate and a person who is off in the ether mentally?
With the American people about what you saw in those moments with President Biden as you were with him again and again, repeatedly in that time.
Of course. Joe Biden is an extremely accomplished, experienced, and capable in every way that anyone would want if they're president.
And you never saw anything like what happened at the debate night behind closed doors with him?
It was a bad debate. People have bad debates. He is absolutely.
But that's the reason why you're here, and he's not running for the top of the ticket.
Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
What do you think?
I am running for president of the United States. Joe Biden is not. And my presidency will be about bringing a new generation of leadership to America that is focused on the work that we need to do to invest in the ambitions and aspirations of the American people.
It's a judgment question. That's why I ask. Can the American people trust you in these moments, even when it's maybe uncomfortable for Americans to level with Americans in that way? So that's why I ask. And it sounds like what you're saying is you feel like you never saw anything like that from President Biden.
I have worked with Joe Biden, hours and hours and hours over these 4 years, whether it be in the Situation Room or the Oval Office. Joe Biden is the one who was able to bring NATO together during a crisis where, for the first time in 70 years, Europe saw and has seen war. Joe Biden has done the work that has been about being a leader on what we have done to fix so much of what has been broken in terms of the economy because of Donald Trump's mismanagement. I speak with not only sincerity, but with a real firsthand account of watching.
Jesus, it's like exhausting. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I just ran 3 miles listening to this woman. Can we go back?
That's the only reason why. Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
Top of the ticket.
Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
Yo, did anybody else catch that? That blew my mind.
If they're president.
And you never saw anything like what happened at the debate night behind closed doors with him?
It was a bad debate. People have bad debates.
Then why'd you kick him out? Why'd you sit there and force him as a party out?
He is absolutely.
But that's the reason why you're here, and he's not running for the top of the ticket.
Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
Yo, somebody in the media needs to follow up on that. Big time. Big time. Now, you know what? Actually, I'm going to send this to Philip Wegman and Jackie Heinrich of Fox News to ask Karine Jean-Pierre in the White House. I'm going to send that to myself. That's crazy, yo. Hey, Kamala Harris was just sitting there and doing an interview with CBS, and she mentioned that there was other reasons as to why Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential election other than the debate. I would like to know what that is, and I'm sure all of you would like to know what that is. Now, we'll step away from Kamala just for a little bit because, you know what? Quite frankly, I'm getting a headache having to listen to her. And, another Midwestern town inundated with Haitian migrants. Here we go again. Look at that picture, first of all. Isn't that insane? Isn't that bonkers? But don't worry, guys, the border's secure. We were told so by DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. That was echoed by the president. It was echoed by the vice president. And you know what? The media don't want to call him out on it. Residents from another Midwestern town, this time in Indiana, say city resources are being strained and their children put last due to sudden influx of migrants from Haiti. Thousands of new migrants hailing mostly from Haiti are now living in Indiana, a town with a population of just 18,000, though local officials say they have not been given any answers on just how many migrants have moved in. Estimates range 3,000 to 5,000. Their surrounding areas have seen an influx as well, with an estimated 11,000 new migrants county-wide. Remember, they're all siphoning from this system. The states, these cities don't sit there and get to print money like the federal government does. This is sitting there doing some major damage, not just to the area and siphoning all the funds from people, but it's also impacting the education system because these people are bringing their kids over and obviously their kids don't speak English. And so rather than getting the services for your son or daughter, they're getting services in other places to have to sit there and assist these people that are English language learners. And by the way, if that's the case, as somebody that has worked with English language learners, you have to sit there and put a lot more time into that one student than you're able to put in those, say, 30 or 35, 36 other students in your classroom, because you have to explain things in a deeper way or find another student that speaks Spanish that sits there and translates for you. So things take twice or three times as long to support one student than it does to support any other ones, meaning you could help 3 to 5 other students in the same span that you would be able to help that one student. And by the way, with this type of influx, you have a lot more than one child in there that's being brought here illegally with their parents. So it's a massive problem and everybody's being screwed. And because nobody wants to sit there and fix the system, well, you guys sit there and help everybody and treat everybody equally, like you just saw from Kamala Harris. In one incident, a resident named Nancy Baker told the Post that her 16-year-old daughter was chased by migrants after she rebuffed their calls to walk over to them while she was on her way to a nearby coffee shop. I mean, I don't even feel comfortable having my wife walk around anymore by herself. And even in a nice area, by the way, or even in a Republican area, because these psychos leave these Democrat-ran areas and they come over into the nice area because they want to dwell in nice places. And Democrats do the same thing, right? They sat there and had a nice area called California for quite some time, and then they destroyed it. And because there's no thought in their mind of the policies and the way that they act and do things, mostly the progressive left, then they have to sit there and flee the crap place that they just created and go to places where you, meaning Republicans, live, because we have our ish together and we understand how to run a place and it's beautiful, that they have to go and then tear that down. And then it's a destructive ideology. I don't have the book in front of me, but that's why we wrote I mean this in all seriousness. How the Left Destroyed America, or Destroying America, is our book. If we could plug that in the chat, please, because I firmly do believe that their ideas, what they've done, will destroy this country. And it's like a cancer. And I've never mentioned this. There was I almost made the book called The Virus, How the Left is Destroying America, was going to be the original title, because of just how much it impacts, or it's going to be called The Cancer as well. It's going to be something to do with like one of those two. But I decided to make it Trojan Horse and a little bit more fun, because, oh, you're calling them a cancer? They're a disease? Yeah, their ideology is a disease and it's terrible. Look what it's doing. Case in point. But, you know, they can't wake up to stuff like that. Speaking of somebody that maybe should take a nap, I don't know. Tim Walz here. This guy has way too much energy. Tim Walz says Elon Musk was skipping like a dip bleep at a campaign rally. This is like proof that there is no mirror around Democrats. Like, there is no self-reflection on Democrats. Like, I understand when I say certain things about Democrats and it can be attributed to Republicans, at least I'm aware of it. I may not call it out every single time here on the show, but there are some things that I'm a little hypocritical on, that I'm against Democrats on, but Republicans do the exact same thing. I'll give you a case in point right now. Democrats spend a crap load of our money. Well, you know, honestly, so do Republicans, and it frustrates me. I have called that out in the past, but that's just one example of many. Tim Walz here, though, who is Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate, took a swipe at Elon Musk on Tuesday over the tech billionaire's support for former President Donald Trump. So here's a little bit of what that looked like. Unbelievable. No mirror, nothing. So this is Elon Musk jumping around because he's excited. Okay, Elon Musk is a little bit of a different man, okay? I think everybody could see that something's a little bit different, but the guy's a genius.
Is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elijah. Just take over.
And by the way, I think a part of him jumping was because there was like tens of thousands of people at this rally. See, Tim, you don't know what tens of thousands of people look like because you can't get tens of thousands. You get tens of hundreds, maybe. See, he has to jump because they're announcing him on stage and he would like everybody to see him in the back, which is why he was going like that. Now, I'm speculating, but that would actually make sense to me that he's jumping so that everybody in the way back could still see him and go, oh, okay, Elon Musk is on stage, not look at the Jumbotron or whatever. And he's excited because he's sitting there finally has somebody to get behind that actually wants to make America great again and will help him do it, by the way. So here's Timmy, has to ruin everything. Typical, though. But remember, everybody should be treated equal. We should be nice to one another. We should tone down the rhetoric.
And that's not a joke. But look, I'm not going to waste all the time I'm in. I'm going to talk about his running mate. His running mate, Elon Musk. Seriously. Where is Senator Vance after he got asked the simplest question in the world at the debate? Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election? And after 2 weeks, he finally said, no, he didn't. That's where he's been spending his time. But that's it. So, look, Elon's on that stage, jumping around, skipping like a dipshit on these things. You know it.
Now, the reason why I say that that guy doesn't have a thought in his mind is because this is the guy that's constantly running around everywhere like a dipshit. This is the guy that sits there and jumps around, right? He's doing that, running up a flight of stairs for no reason. Yeah, no, it's this guy right here. Correct. Right there, that guy. Yeah, like a dipshit. No thought in his mind. Look at it. We'll just keep going. Here's some more stuff. Look at this guy. God, what a phony, dude. What a buffoon. No, you think I'm done with that? You think I'm not done with him yet. I gotta mute it because I'll get copyrighted. This is the guy that's making fun of Elon Musk. This is the guy. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Yeah, claps like a seal, exactly. Jesus, dude. Oh, it goes on. That clip goes on, by the way, for quite a while. So he's going to sit there and make fun of Elon Musk. By the way, Tim, Elon Musk has done more in a week than you'll do in your lifetime. In your lifetime, bud. You're not the guy. You're not that man. So speaking of things going on that's elsewhere, is Facebook says it mistakenly blocked GOP Senate candidates' ads. Oh, here we are again. Remember? Oh, let me refresh your memory on Mark Zuckerberg coming out and saying, oh, I'm so sorry for what I did in 2020. If I look back on it, I probably should have not listened to the FBI knocking on my door telling me to censor conservatives or Republicans, which, by the way, they're still doing it. And if you recall, my commentary was, well, you know, Mark, I get it. Like, if it happened one time, like, you know what? I'm willing to forgive. Maybe even a second time, honestly, I'm that forgiving where I'll be like, okay. But the fact that it keeps happening and that it keeps happening and has been going on for 8 years and you still can't figure it out and you still can't stop it makes it seem like you're full of shit. And I think that you are because it's still going on. And by the way, there's platforms like the ABC Corporation, company, whatever you want to call them, that has YouTube. I'm talking about Google. does the same thing to conservative Republicans. Okay, we're seeing it happening here on our channel. And as I mentioned, it's odd how our numbers doubled for our live stream just 48 hours after I sat there and exposed them for what they're doing. Weird, isn't that? And by the way, that's happened every single time in the 3 conversations I've happened. Our numbers doubled. Maybe we should make it a weekly occurrence, right? Maybe we should make it a weekly occurrence of saying, hey, can you explain the numbers to all of us? Because it doesn't make sense to 65,000 people. Well, here we are. Facebook. This is not like satire. This isn't a, let me just kind of concoct this in a pretzeled logic to make sense like the Democrats do. No, Facebook admitted it on Tuesday, just yesterday, that they, mistakenly removed an ad from Michigan Republican Senator. Oh, candidate Mike Rogers. Gotcha. Oh, oopsie. It was our mistake. We hit the delete button. Yeah, it's just funny how it always happens this way. And it's always a mistake. You notice that? Oh, it was a mistake that you sat there and banned Charlie Kirk and the editor of the Federalist. Oh, it's just a mistake for them saying men is women and women is men. Oh, and by the way, they were banned. Jordan B. Peterson, Charlie Kirk, and the editor-in-chief of the Federalist were all banned off social media for saying a woman is a woman and a man is a man. But the Democrats believe a woman is a man and a man is a woman. You get removed, or just, you don't have to say any of that and still have your ads removed. By the way, if what I've noticed, and I've never shared this with all of you, is if I try to run ads with the keywords of like Donald Trump or Republicans, I can't. So even in what I have found, and I'll share this with all of you, is when you upload a video, you could put in keywords. So when people type in those keywords, it might appear or your video might show up on like that keyword. So if I put in Donald Trump, conservative podcast, maybe my video might pop up for somebody out there. It doesn't, but maybe it will. What I have found over the last 4 years of doing this show is if I put Donald Trump in my keywords, my viewership is dramatically lower. Dramatically, about like a couple hundred at least. Whereas if I leave out Donald Trump, but I put in keywords like Kamala Harris, my viewership actually goes up. It's the oddest thing to me ever. So I don't even use Donald Trump in my keywords anymore. I don't put Trump or anything like that. And my viewership actually goes up. Every single time, by the way. It's not like an offshoot. Every single time. And you can't even run certain ads with certain keywords from the Republican side. So take that for what you want. The Rogers campaign told the Daily Wire that an ad which slams Rogers' opponent for supporting trans-identifying men competing against women was posted to Facebook last Friday before Meta took it down. Why'd they take it down? Well, because you're sitting there saying bad things about trans people. By the way, he's not. He's just stating an obvious fact. With just around 2 weeks until the election, the Rogers campaign repeatedly tried to post the ad, but it was removed by social media platform 3 more times. Oh, but I was just told that it was mistakenly removed. 4 times? 4 times it was mistakenly removed, really, and we're all supposed to believe that. They think we're idiots. But they think we're idiots. According to the Rogers campaign, Facebook's parent company initially said that the ad was removed for unacceptable business practices. Oh, what does that even mean? But then clarified that the ad was removed incorrectly by the tech giant's automated review systems. Yeah. Automated review systems means Democrat lefties behind the keyboard punching delete, 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 delete. Oh, Republican, delete, 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 delete. So here we are. I told you it's the makings of 2020 all over again. Can you imagine the things that you are actually not being able to see because of what YouTube, Google, Facebook, Meta, Instagram are not showing you guys? Can you imagine what the behind the curtain looks like? Many of you know because you seek out channels like ours or other people that actually bring you what behind the curtain looks like and give you behind the scenes picture of what we deal with as content creators, or like what senators trying to run for office are dealing with as well. Thank God we have Twitter, or other words of X, because that's allowed free speech to thrive a little bit more than what it was before. So they sat there and blocked the guy, and they'll continue to do it. There's a lot of stuff. It's not just them. There's a lot of advertisers that are being blocked to advertise on conservative and Republican outlets. Rumble's one of them, by the way, and that's why we ask you to support Rumble Premium, because Rumble's not getting a ton of advertisers, because there's actually a suit in place right now where there's this third party that recommends advertisers to other people, and they're not recommending them to conservative Republican platforms. There's an entire committee on it through Congress. Ben Shapiro spoke about it there in Congress. Jim Jordan was asking him questions about it. So there's a lot going on. Now, CNN fact checks Tim Walz's lies about loss of jobs under Trump. I know you're like, CNN fact checked actually the Democrat Party. It's rare, but it does happen.
Let's talk about manufacturing. Building back up manufacturing in the United States is a focus of both campaigns. I want to play for you what Vice Presidential candidate Tim Walz said about this yesterday.
We want to make sure that you're able to bring manufacturing like Kamala Harris did. We know Donald Trump lost more manufacturing jobs than any president in American history. Yep. That's simply factual.
What are the facts here?
Well, if you're going to say something is simply factual, it should be factual. This is not. It's not true that the Trump presidency lost more manufacturing jobs than any other presidency. Under George W. Bush, there were about 4.5 million manufacturing jobs lost. Under Trump, it was about 178,000. Now, there were also more manufacturing jobs lost than under Trump, under Eisenhower, under Ford, under Reagan. So Trump does not have the record. I think it's also worth pointing out for context that these Trump job losses in manufacturing overwhelmingly occurred because of the COVID pandemic. Pre-pandemic, under Trump, there was a gain of about 414,000 manufacturing jobs. Again, he ended a negative 178,000, but that was largely because we had a pandemic-related crash.
Exactly. It's interesting how the Democrats love to use the pandemic numbers, right? And that's why they say, oh, well, Joe Biden created 14 trillion, kajillion jobs. That's what Joe Biden sounded like. He couldn't get the number out. So they think that they created 14 million new jobs. No, people just went back to work, Joe. People just went back to work. That's all that happened. You had to sit there and ride on Trump's coattails. You used Operation Warp Speed to get out the vaccine to people, whether you wanted the jab or not. That's not part of this discussion. And so they're going to sit there and take Trump's achievements and sit there and pretend that it's their achievements. And their manufacturing sucks, by the way. Everything that they do absolutely sucks. I mean, Kamala herself says that she'll enforce border laws, but yet she gives her admin gave 1.2 million to a group that wants to end them. Now, if you're like, what the hell did you just say? I'm saying that she's contradicting herself, that they suck at their job. Everything that she or Joe or DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas touches, it's like the Midas touch, except not everything turns to gold. It just turns into dog poop from the Democrats. So check this out. So Far Left Illegal Immigrant Advocacy Group organization has raked in over $1 million from the Biden-Harris Department of Homeland Security while attempting to halt the deportation of illegal aliens and trying to dismantle the U.S. immigration enforcement system. So you're telling me that you're going to sit there and enforce the laws? That's what she said, right? Y'all remember that interview that she botched? Now I'm going to sit there and enforce the laws. Well, if you're going to sit there and enforce the laws, and that you want to sit there and figure out the border issue, why are you giving millions of dollars to an organization that wants to dismantle the U.S. immigration enforcement system and actually have open borders and allow immigrants just to run roughshod over this entire country? Why is that taking place, Kamala? Can you explain that to all the viewers in here right now, the hundreds of people that are watching the show? Because we all can't wrap our heads around it, that you say one thing, but your actions do completely different. By the way, Joe's been doing that for, 40 years? When he was a senator, when he was a vice president and now president, where he says one thing and does something completely different. The Los Angeles-based Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights advocates for illegal immigration, supports mass amnesty proposals, provides legal assistance to prevent deportations, which you're paying for, and uses illegal immigrants in voter mobilization and turnout operations. Turnout operations, voted for, place votes, told that votes don't work, but yet we're told that they are not voting, but we see records of them voting, that they're on the voter registration rolls, but Virginia sits there and tries to remove them from the voter registration rolls. Kamala Harris says she's not for illegal immigration, but Kamala Harris sues Virginia for removing non-citizens from the voter registration rolls. You say that you're for following the laws and that you don't want illegal immigration, but yet you're supporting groups that want illegal immigration, mass amnesty for people to vote, legal services. Sounds like you're lying, Kamala. All while raking in federal grants from the very same agency tasked with maintaining border security. Jesus. I'm telling you, do you get this stuff from Legacy Media, folks? Do you get this news from Legacy Media? I don't think so. You get it from Bald Brad in a closet. That's why you got to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow us here, folks, because we're bringing you the real stuff. We don't sugarcoat it one damn bit. This is bullshit. And she's going to sit there and lie if she's reelected. And that's why I know I don't need to be preaching to the choir, but we got to get out and vote, folks. If you're in here and you're not a voter, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Really. If you are a viewer and you are not registered to vote, I don't know what the hell you're doing. This is going to impact you at some point if it doesn't already. I've been saying this. I live in California. I'm impacted by this all the time. I've been saying California is a guinea pig state. We're like the experiment. And whatever happens here will at some point happen to your state. I remember 3 years ago, and no offense, because we have some patriots from Alabama here that watch the show. I used to get people from Alabama saying, oh, well, it sucks to you for you in California. You got to deal with those illegal immigrants. Yeah, well, so does Alabama now. Indiana is dealing with the Haitians, okay? So I told you it was going to happen. Now it's affecting all of you. And by the way, it's affecting the economy because they are outpricing, outbidding, doing certain things with properties, real estate, jobs, all that stuff. So it is impacting everybody, by the way. So, and JD Vance did a great job talking about how it impacts everybody, which, by the way, I talked about 3 years ago on this channel, that not only was it impacting us, but it's impacting other countries because it's inflating their economy because they're taking back their American dollars and investing it back in their home country, not in America. So we've been talking about it for quite some time, folks. And I just have to regurgitate a lot of these things because we have a lot of new viewers, which is greatly appreciated. But I also want people to know that you can come here for information and get things right. And one thing you got to get here is some stickers. Now, we've talked about this a lot. It's the election and you want your coffee mug or you want your laptop to look good. Well, are you ready to show your support and style, folks? Sticker Mule. And by the way, this is free. This is completely free, by the way. Sticker Mule has a fantastic offer just for you. For a limited time, you can grab free Trump stickers. Just scan the QR code. You guys see it. I think it's over here. Scan the QR code or go to the link in the description. Get your free stickers, you guys. Yes, you heard that right, free. Whether you want to decorate your laptop, car, or office space, these high-quality, durable stickers are perfect for making a statement. Just imagine how great they'll look. And they are super easy to apply. They look good. Here's how it works. Head over to stickerpack.com. Stickerpack.com. Sign up and claim your free stickers and watch the fun unfold. They're great gifts too, folks, for kids. I'm telling you. They love putting stuff everywhere. Don't miss out on the exclusive offer. Stock is limited, and which is true. So act fast, spread the word, and let your voice be heard with Sticker Mule's awesome stickers. Once again, visit stickerpack.com today and grab your free Trump stickers before they are gone. Supplies last, folks. So go, people buying these up, grabbing these up like hotcakes. I don't know why I said the word buy because they're free. So go check those out, get some free Trump stickers. And you know what? Honestly, it's a great gift for Democrats. And we all have a Democrat friend, right? Or a Democrat family member. Nothing wrong with, sitting there, a little birthday card, right? Boop. And they open it up and it's no money because they took all of it from us. It's just a sticker. It's a sticker. It's a great gift. It's a gift that keeps giving. Yeah, it looks good on a truck. Exactly. So does the Bald Brad Show sticker. I'll tell you that. The Bald Brad logo looks good, Pat. North Dakota. I love this. And I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on this. North Dakota. I don't know if we have any patriots in North Dakota that watch the show. North Dakota could become first state in the country to end property taxes. Now, I am a fiscal conservative. And I'm liberal when it comes to the certain functions of how the government should encroach on our lives. I don't like being taxed. I was having a conversation with my wife about car registration just the other day while we're sitting in the car. And I said, does anybody know why we pay for car registration? Like, I get it. Hey, you got to run the services to print the stupid sticker out and to file the paperwork or whatever. I get that. Why is it like some cars are only like $100 a year for registration, but then I go buy a new car, which I don't do, by the way. But say if I went to go buy a new car, it's like $700 for registration. Could somebody explain the theft and all that? Why the fuck do we pay for registration? I'm sorry, I'm getting a little heated. I hate being taxed. Fought an entire war and founded this country over taxation. Explain to me why we all pay registration fees like that. Every year, by the way. Why is it limited? Why don't I pay a registration fee on the camera? It uses the internet. Because I get hit with a gas tax to pay for roads. So you're going to tell me the registration of the vehicle not only goes to paying for the admin fees to run the registration and to print the stickers and send them off, but also it's going to pay for the road usage. But yet you're going to charge a differential of an older vehicle say paying $100 versus a new vehicle paying $700, but maybe the older vehicle uses the road more, and by the way, it has more smog going out there and emissions than a newer vehicle does. But you're going to tax me. Basically, it's a tax. You're going to tax me more on that. Voters in North Dakota will have the chance to get rid of the state's property taxes in November. Do it. And become the first state in the nation to repeal the tax, potentially paving the way for others to follow suit. Now, what's interesting is a lot of these property taxes, like we do in the state of California here, go towards paying for like education. So if teachers wanted a raise, a lot of times they'll sit there and take that from the property taxes. And it's an easy way to sit there and increase teacher salary increase by doing something like that. So the ballot measure called Measure 4 would not only repeal the state's property tax, which I love, but also bar cities and localities from instituting property taxes of their own. That's key. I love that. So I hope that you guys in North Dakota vote this sucker out, because I don't want property taxes either. Peace Garden State could encourage other states across the country to ditch their own property taxes. So if we're in a red state, this could impact you greatly by saying, hey, if they did it, we can do it too. Now, I don't think they will, because you get a lot of money from property taxes, but that's theft too. Why am I being taxed on you know what? It's not even worth it. Democrats will try to rationalize it nonetheless. Although no states have repealed their property taxes, Texas, Nebraska, and Michigan have explored the idea with measures in the latter two. Texas has insane property taxes. So I would hope that they would try to get rid of it as well. But property taxes is theft, in my opinion, man. Property tax, registration, all that stuff is just theft. You're just taking my money. It's my land. It's my house. It's my property. Why are you taxing me on it? Like, again, the reason why I bring that up is why is it only like the property and the land? You know what I mean? Why can we not explore that with everything else? Now, I don't want to give them any ideas because they're trying. I mean, hell, they're trying to tax your unrealized capital gains at 25% with Kamala Harris. That is batshit crazy. I think that's the craziest tax. I mean this, hand to God. The unrealized capital gains tax is the most bonkers, craziest, batshit idea in terms of taxation that I've ever heard of in my entire life, and probably will be. Well, Patriots, hell of a show. Hell of a show. I hope you enjoyed the show as well. You guys know I get a blast hanging out with all of you. I feel like I get to hang out with you, not vice versa. You allow me to come into your homes, on your phones, tablets, or in your ears while you're at work. You are greatly appreciated. If you feel like you got something out of this, if you feel like you want to continue to join us, we do this every weekday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, folks. Check us out. Again, every weekday, rain or shine, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know it's early, but this video gets uploaded, so you can always catch it later if you would like. And then we got Franco. We have an editor, so that's why I asked you guys to become members. It helps me a little bit. Remember, this is a hobby. I don't have a corporation. I work and I pay Franco myself, but I also use your guys' money to pay an editor. So we get more videos cranked out that are cut-ups of today's episode. So if you're seeing a lot more edits or a lot more videos being uploaded, that's Franco, our editor. Shout out to Franco. Usually he's in the chat. Uploading those throughout the day and creating all our shorts for us, which gives me more time, honestly, to have a life. Hang out with my wife, do other things, which I haven't been able to do in 3.5 years because normally this is me doing everything myself. So shout out to Franco. Shout out to all of you with the badges, the Patriots over at Rumble, on YouTube, on Twitter, on X. Greatly appreciated. Hit that like and subscribe button, folks. Try and check out Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America. Links are all in the description. Check out our website, baldbrad.com, and Patriots. I'll see you later here on The Bald Brad Show. God bless you.